Hello, hello. Welcome. We're going live in just a minute. I mean, we're live now, but we've got some craziness going on. It starts in 2 minutes, so kind of hang out with us. Welcome to the Cthulhu Invades hangout. We're gonna do some cool things tonight. We've got 2 minutes before we start. I've invited some people. I've invited some guests. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout tonight. Things are going a little crazy. As people log in, I will let them know and send them the message. It's all good in the hood tonight. So how is everyone doing tonight? Seeing all right, we got 7. Wow, we got tons of views already. Guys, we're still setting up. Just let me know in the comments that you're here. So I want to see that you're here. Say hi. Make sure you're watching from the Cthulhu Invades, Oz Facebook if possible, because I can see those comments a lot easier. So if you're on my personal Facebook, yes, I'm broadcasting there, but go to Cthulhu Invades Oz. Go to that Facebook and watch it from there. We're going to do some cool stuff. We're going to make some announcements tonight. I've got some people coming on. I'm just waiting for them to arrive, and then we'll get started. My wife's even going to join us, so that's really, really cool. So yeah, that's what's going on. If you are a fan and you just want to come and hang out with us, send me a message. Send me a private message, Travis Gibb, and I'll invite you on. Why not? Come on, hang out. We're going to announce some cool stuff tonight. We're going to do some cool stuff tonight. But I need your help to do so. For those who are watching, who is it? Wendy, I'm here, but you need to do something quick. So Wendy's going to be on this thing, and she needs to do something real quick before she can join on. Like I said, this is Monday Night Hangouts. We're going to do this every week. Hey, Jerome, Danny, anybody who wants to actually come on the chat, you guys can message me, and I'll send you the link. If I know you and you think I would send you the link, probably will. Hey, Danny. So welcome to the Cthulhu Invades Oz, Kickstarter kind of fun hangouts extravaganza. We have tons of things to talk about tonight. We're going to announce a new pledge level that just got added. There's actually several parts to it, but only one of them got added so far. We're going to talk about a new gentleman who joined our team, which is really cool. We're gonna do all sorts of. We got Emily here. Emily is in the house, which is cool. Let me see if I can stream.
Hi.
Can you guys see me okay, or am I freezing up?
You're a little bit crisp.
Yeah, you're freezing every so often.
You guys can let me know. Extravagant. Wow, we got all sorts of things. Look at all the people we got. Guys. So for those that don't know, we get a lot of people who aren't normally here. Normally we just have Chuck, but we have everyone. I have my wife here. I have Robbie. A fantastic story. We have two of the artists here, Emily and Robbie. Both we did Dorothy, and Robbie did the wonderful Tin Man. Am I freezing? Can you guys hear me?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. It's freezing on my end. I'm going to shut some windows to make sure we're good.
I just had to reboot my computer.
So welcome to everyone who's watching and everyone leaving comments. So you froze up on me. What's up, Robbie?
Oh, nothing. I'm good. All good.
Okay. Yeah, it's my computer's freezing up. I'm not sure if it's my internet. Me and my wife have never been on at the same time, so it could be. It could also be could be all three. Who knows?
This happened last night too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Travis is frozen. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah,
He also has a lot of computer issues for someone who is
I'm
in
trying
the
to shut down
field. We can't hear you.
No, it's exactly the same thing with me. I mean, I'm a programmer by trade, and my computer just locked up right before I had Emily joining on the laptop. Like, I'm sitting here waiting for my computer to come back up.
Yeah.
I'm a systems engineer too, so yeah,
Oh, nice.
I had the same issues.
I did that for 12 years before I decided to start making problems instead of fixing them.
I hear you. Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I guess we'll wait for him to come back.
So he's the one without the intro, right?
No worries.
Hey guys,
Yay!
so I'm gonna jump on my wife's computer for a minute while I get mine loaded back up. For those trying to get in, I will get you in just a second. My computer's crappy, so it's a little bit messed up. So we're gonna talk about some cool stuff. Who else we got? We got Brian Silverback and Wendy. Video's freezing a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna be logging back in just a second. I'll get Wendy in. Brian, if you want to come in, you're more than welcome to. But the point of tonight, actually, why I kind of do this, Bobby, you've never been on a chat with us before. Why don't you tell everyone what you do, what you did, why you're part of this?
Well, I was lucky enough to have Jonathan reach out from a group that we're in, connecting comic book artists and writers, and asked me if I'd like to draw some pages for a thing he'd written that was a Tin Man versus Cthulhu, called Hearts of Rust. And I read the script, and I was really legitimately blown away. I was on the way back from taking my kid to school that morning, stuck in traffic, reading the script, and I was like, "This is excellent. I definitely want to draw this." And it's been the coolest project I've been able to work on so far in my artistic pursuits, for sure. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, I know you're a huge fan of it. I know early on, I was talking to Jonathan, and you were very intimidated, like of getting these pages right. So he always used to tell me that you wanted to make sure the pages were perfect before you sent them in. And I remember seeing some of the sketches, and I was like, "No, the dude just needs to draw." Like,
well, that's cool. I appreciate that, for real. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Tin Man jumping in at Cthulhu is literally my favorite image of the whole book. My wife can back me up on that. Right?
It's true.
That's really awesome. I've made it my background on my work computer as I don't know, as arrogant, I guess, as that may seem. I just like looking at it. The colors really made it incredible. Like I was blown away with what the colorist did on all the pages. Like, it was just amazing. So
yeah, no, your stuff was super amazing. Like I said, that's literally my favorite thing. We're gonna use it for the bookmark. I'm not sure if you're aware. It's one of the bookmark images. We have two. I told my wife she could pick them, but we have to use the Tin Man and Cthulhu. So
that's awesome.
I think it's a big one. And Emily, hi. Good evening.
Good evening as well. Sorry, I've been looking down. I'm drawing.
You're drawing. What are you drawing?
Ted, or the man in the yellow hat from Curious George.
His name is Ted?
Yeah, his name is Ted.
I didn't know that.
You have to dig for it.
Okay. All right. That is interesting information. By the way, Wendy and Brian, my computer is loading, so I should be able to get you guys on the chat and my wife on it in a minute and show you why we came here today. But Emily, why don't you talk to us about your project? What did you do?
Okay, so I did the opening comic for the graphic novel, and it's called The Sellout. Yeah, that's right, The Sellout. Sorry, I'm not great at remembering things. So yeah, I did the sketches and the inks, and I did the coloring.
Nice. And that's my story. So she wrote my story, which is pretty cool.
No.
What's that?
You said she wrote your story.
She wrote. Yes, she wrote it. Yeah, she wrote it and drew it. I just sat back and I'm taking her credit because she's too young.
I'm his fact checker, by the way. So I just hear fact checking.
And my lovely wife is here today. Heather, why don't you tell what you've done besides, marry me and make me get back into comics?
I am pretty much his emotional support person, and I do a lot of editing for Travis and his books because we all see his grammar on Facebook and other social platforms. I'm sure that you can see that he's in need of that. And so I don't know, he bounces ideas off of me and we do a lot. And I also basically help him run all of sort of the business side of it, I guess, of the comic business.
Right. Do you remember, can you tell them about when I came up with this idea at IKEA? Because it's shrunk and I can't enlarge it because I'm over here.
Yeah, it was actually on our first wedding anniversary, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he took me to an IKEA.
I'm very romantic.
That was a big outing for us. So we actually went and saw Blue Man Group, I think.
Yes, we did a whole bunch of stuff. It wasn't just IKEA.
Right. We Blue Man Group and spent the night in Orlando, and then we were at IKEA. And I just remember like sitting around, and he told me the idea. And so that was something that was 3 years ago, over 3 years ago, right?
Yeah. It was before Broke Down even came out.
No, we got married in 2017, so that was 2018.
Okay.
So it was 2 years.
All right.
Okay, he has his computer back up, so hold on.
But I'm going to walk around, so
Okay,
keep talking.
he has to go
I'll make you big.
of this room.
We're doing an entire vlog today.
So yeah, he's going to go walk in the bedroom. So it was our first wedding anniversary, and he came up with the idea. And to be honest, like I like a lot of type culture and things, but Cthulhu, I really had no clue about what that was, and so it gave me the opportunity at that time to like start looking stuff up and learning more about that because that was new to me. But of course, Wizard of Oz was one of my favorites growing up as a kid. So. Yeah, this has been over 2 years in the making, and I really don't necessarily know what inspired that idea, but that's where he came up with it.
Well,
and that or the meatballs.
I seem to
Swedish
remember
meatballs.
you asking if I could do one project that I thought would be really successful. What would it be? What would be my idea that would be really successful on Kickstarter? Because we were talking about how Kickstarter works and what does really well on Kickstarter. Because I was trying to figure. I'm a marketer by trade, so I was trying to figure it out. Right, like this is my early days of figuring out Kickstarter, and she asked me, "What do I think would be the most profitable / successful thing that I could put together?" And this was the idea I came up with that I thought would be a really good idea. At the time, it wasn't an anthology, I don't think, was it, babe? It was just me doing it.
I think it was just the idea it was going to be you. However, I do remember you mentioning a couple people that you'd like to bring in on it. And then it kind of exploded from there and went into a whole anthology of everybody would have a different story, and then it would kind of intertwine. And so... but yeah, it's been a couple years in the making.
Nice. And today we're doing really well. If the numbers, if you haven't checked out, the numbers are really high. So we've got some really good news on that front. I'm sending everyone a message. So Wendy, Jerome, and Brian Silverback, I'm sending you guys all messages to join in the stream. So we'll get you guys all in. So, Bobby, how's it been? This is your first Kickstarter, right? You and Emily. What is it like to be your first Kickstarter? Heather has had to deal with me on Kickstarters a while, so it's old news to her. But for you guys, what is it like?
Well, I don't know. Definitely interesting because I've never like donated to anything like that. I've never just gone on a Kickstarter and donated stuff. So
we'll get you guys all in. So, Bobby, how's it been? This is your first Kickstarter, right? All right, Jerome, I had to mute you because you had me playing somewhere. All right, it's better now. What about you, Bobby?
It's been pretty exciting for me. I like to share the link, on Facebook and on social media. My wife's always resharing. My mom even is always resharing. My mom's wanting a copy of the book really bad. So
I want it all back. So he's going to take on the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse so he can get his powers back and give it to Lucifer.
We're going to mute Wendy because he's pitching Baal. Baal is also on Kickstarter if you guys are interested.
Oh, cool.
Wendy, when you're ready, just click us in the private. Let me know that Chuck is no longer talking. Jerome,
Hey.
yeah, and it's awesome that your mom is part of this. This is really cool. Like, my mom was dead before I started really doing this successful, and I wonder like what my mom would be doing. How she'd be pushing it. So that's really, really cool that your mom is part of this whole process.
It's cool.
So Jerome.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I'm going to make you large. Can you tell me who you are and what you do?
My name is Jerome. I'm from Montreal. I'm a graphic designer and I'm lettering comic books, mostly for Travis. He's keeping me busy.
That's true. That's true.
I've done a few pages in Cthulhu Invades.
You've done all but one story, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the idea was to have because it's all separate stories, but they all follow the same timeline. The idea was to have the same style, so they all fit well together.
Yeah, absolutely. So our goal was that one continuity through all of them, and make sure that it all fits. Jerome does all the lettering for all Orange Cones properties. He does it for Voodoo Nation. He does it for Broke Down and 4 Dead Bodies. He's done it for most of the parallel stories, about half of them. And I'd have him on all the parallel stories, but unfortunately I'm not in control of all. But yeah, he does all of our stuff. So that's really, really cool. And he is really part of the Orange Cone family. Heather and I couldn't do comics without him. My wife messages him for my Christmas gifts.
True.
He froze.
Okay, Chuck left.
Travis froze.
Yeah, Travis froze again. His computer strikes again.
Sorry.
Yeah. I may have to give him my computer, I think. So, yeah. But anyway, it's good to see
I don't like it.
We message a lot and see each other a lot in messages, but we don't really get to see each other a lot ever face to face. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, actually, I rarely talk to Travis. We've talked about it a couple of times only.
Yeah. My wife pointed out the other day, Jerome actually and I had our first face-to-face. We talk all the time on chat, like literally once a day. If I don't message him, like I worry that he's not okay. And we had a face-to-face. My wife said, "You guys have never had a face-to-face?" I was like, "No, we just." No. Well, I think your English was really bad when you first started doing this, right? Like you didn't trust it as much, right?
Well, I just wasn't confident enough,
right?
Because I don't have the opportunity or the chance to speak in English that much often, so the words sometimes don't come as easily as I would. So chatting was really the best way for me.
Yeah,
Which I
yeah.
think is really interesting. Like when we work together on projects where I'll do the editing, and then so Jerome and I will email each other back and forth or message each other or whatever. But it just really seems to work. And for me, on my end, I never really think about that language barrier, Jerome. So you're doing great because
Your
it
written
seems like,
English is amazing.
yeah, it seems like it would come up or like really trigger in my mind that that's a thing for us, and like you're doing great. So
Thanks.
yeah, I never think about it. So
Yeah, it's been pretty fascinating, and basically it's both someone who can't speak English and my wife. Both of them are needed to translate me into a comic book. So Wendy, you can hear us now and talk. Did you hide or what happened?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Chuck went to a different room.
So Wendy, tell us what you do on Cthulhu Invades Oz. What is your role in this one?
Besides moral support, no, I just finished proofreading the whole thing yesterday, and man, that was one of the funnest things I've ever done. Reading through all those stories, so many good stories, seeing all the different artwork and whatnot, because art draws me to a page first, and so some of them I got to the first page of the story and I was like, oh my gosh, look at that art, and I just kind of scrolled through just to see it, and I was like, okay, I gotta go back and read the story. So, but they were amazing.
Yeah. So, not to put you on the spot, but do you have a favorite, and is it Emily and mine?
I did enjoy it. I thought it was a really good opening for the whole thing. Of course, you got to start with Dorothy, right? I really like where it went, where she was the sellout kind of thing. But I have to say my favorites were the Wizard, the chess match. Was very intelligently done. I liked their take on the Wizard himself and the intelligence behind the decisions that he made, and it was explained very well. And then Jack Pumpkinhead, that was just amazing. It was like this intelligent redneck who comes to save the day. It was just so much fun. I really loved it. I'd have to say those were the two at the very top, but like I said, they were just, all of them were just so enjoyable to read.
Yeah, as we've been doing this press junket and going around, like everyone's someone's favorite. We've heard Tin Man a few times. We've heard, we heard the Rob story, the stained glass. Someone really liked that the other day. A lot of people like Pumpkinhead. They love Brian Silverback's art. Like, people have really dug different stories, which I think is really, really neat. When it's all together, and seeing that, I think that's been really, really cool. So we have a few announcements tonight. So I want to tell, and I think most people don't even know the announcements here, do they? Jerome, maybe, and Heather. That's it. Maybe Wendy knows. I don't know.
I have a general idea.
You have a general idea. Okay, all right, yeah. And that's good. That's good. A general idea is good. So first off, before we get to the main announcements, which is the new pledge level, first we're going to talk about the newest addition to the family. Jerome likes to point out and wanted to point out that we had a couple people from day one, and actually this is an interesting story for Bobby here. So prior to Jonathan Hendricks having the story of the Tin Man, it was supposed to be split up in 2 parts. Did you know that?
Mm.
No. So it's supposed to be split up in 2 parts. And a great writer named John. John, I can't think of his name right now. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling with his last name. Give me just 2 seconds as I look that up. What's that? Crowther. Thank you. I keep thinking Horsley, which is a different guy who does comics. John Crowther, he does a lot of wrestling comic books. He does wrestling biographies. biopics, basically. He does Rochilla and a few other things. He was in the chat from day one. He was supposed to do the other part. Jonathan Hendricks was supposed to do one part, and he was going to do the second part. But when he saw Jonathan's writing, he's like, Jonathan did a great job. There's nothing for me to do. I'm just going to bow out of this and let Jonathan have it, which at the time is a big deal because John Crowther was doing all sorts of stuff, and John Hendricks had done nothing. Like, this is before he even came up with the comic. He had a Freak Show Princess. I'm sorry. He had Freak Show Princess. So that was a big deal and gave him in. But we always wanted to get him in. And then Don Nugent, if that's how you say it? Jerome?
Guyan?
Is it Guyan? I'm not sure how to say it.
I'd say
What's that?
Nguyen?
Yeah.
It's usually
Yeah.
when, right?
When. Just win. Like,
Win?
It's pronounced like Win. Win.
So he is a Ringo nominated artist. He is a great dude. He was one of the people who I wanted to pair up with artists. So there's a few artists who were in the production group who never got paired together for whatever reason. So we got those two together, and we're going to add one more story to the book. He's going to take the Lying Frog, which is a code name, which is a really cool frog in the story. I'm going to screenshot it in just a second to show you. So this frog is going to be added to the story. He's going to do a 2-page story. The two of them are going to get it done before the end of the Kickstarter, so it's not going to cause any delay. I've read the script. It's super fun. But yeah, they're going to be in the book. So we've added one more creative team, which now makes us to 20 stories and 52 creators, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
So, and high-level creators getting added, right? That's not so that's really, really cool. I'm really, really excited to get that. And it's really cool for people like Heather and Wendy and Jerome who, have seen the same stories for a bit. It's exciting to do something last minute and go, oh, look, there's one more story. Something I haven't done.
Woo-hoo, something new.
Jerome's excited to let her one more. He's really excited. Just getting that out. So give me just 1 second. I'll show you a piece of that art. This was in the update earlier today. We kind of showed it during the update.
You know what Dunn did that was pretty cool also that maybe some people have seen earlier this year? He did a design for a logo for Jerry Conway. The Punisher skull with the Black Lives Matter logo on it.
Yeah. Chuck was part of that. Wendy, can you share that story a little bit? Because I know Chuck was part of the writing team for that.
Let's see what I can
Chuck's
remember.
everywhere.
I hear so many stories. Yeah, I know that Chuck was contacted by, I forget who wrote it.
Jerry Conway.
Jerry. He was contacted, I believe, by Jerry. He said he had this story that he wanted to do, and he was trying to get a team together. And so he contacted Chuck and asked him if he wanted to edit the story from the beginning, help him go over the story idea and everything and flush it out. And I have to say, he was so proud of that project. Just the message in it and everything. I don't know whatever became of it. I don't think it's been published. Not that I'm aware of.
No, but the shirt, the bigger thing is the shirt, that the logo that they created raised over, I think it was like $100,000 for Black Lives Matter, which is really, really cool.
That really was like one of their big goals was to do that. And also they were excited to possibly be part of something where the Punisher logo was reimagined and brought into the Punisher the Punisher series. That didn't happen, but they were all very ecstatic with the results of what they did.
So without further ado, let me show you the Lying Frog. Let's show you that first, which is really, really cool. It takes me a minute to open it up, but it should be right here. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Got it.
I
Yep.
see it.
So there is the Lying Frog. That's the layout of him. He's being designed. I know that the pages have started production this week, and they're only doing 2 pages. But so the Lying Frog, if you don't know from Wizard of Oz, he's a frog that always has to tell the truth. Lying is kind of a joke. So he always has to tell the truth, which is really, really cool. So he's going to meet up with Cthulhu and see how that turns out, which is really, really cool because we have all the other animal type characters, right? We have the lion, we have Belinda, the chicken, we have Toto, we need the frog. Next, we have this new pledge level. Babe, do you want to talk about it before I unleash it?
Well, I mean, I don't know what I should say about it. Like we just, I came up with an idea, the holidays are right around the corner, and unfortunately we're not going to have the books prior to, Christmas rolling around. But, I still really wanted to come up with something that would be a good idea for people to get excited about still purchasing it as a gift for a loved one. And so just came up with an idea, and we threw a package together that's going to be put on the Kickstarter tonight, right?
Yep. Yeah. The package is live right now, but we'll showcase it right here.
Okay.
Let me bring up the image right here. Sorry, they make you do all sorts of stuff to get you to it. So you guys can see this. I got to stop that, and then I've got to share again. Okay. This is riveting television, gentlemen. So right here is our holiday package. So it's $37. You get to pick between cover A or cover B. And then we're going to also send you a personalized card. And obviously, I need to Photoshop this a little better. But there's No Place Like Home. It's a nice little image. I can show you guys the full image in just a second. It says No Place Like Home for the Horror Days. My wife wrote that amazing pun because she's better than me and funnier than me. In the back / the inside says wishing for you a wonderful holiday season and a joyous new year. And you get the plus a set of 5 Christmas gift tags. So what we're going to do here is we're going to send people the card for Christmas. So because they don't get the package, we're going to send them the card. We're going to mail it to their people and allow them to see it, which is really, really cool. And they're going to get that for Christmas with the digital download, because the download will be ready for Christmas. So you could send that to someone and let them know what they're getting and that they're going to get the physical book. So we thought it was a really cool idea. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
That's I like that.
Yeah, let me share the image full size if I can. Somebody have a question? I heard a question.
No, I was just going to say that, the idea is that we can personalize this card. So if somebody wants to purchase this and at the end of the Kickstarter, which, is right around the corner, like the 24th or something.
Right.
So, there's still plenty of time as long as everybody gets their surveys filled out and we can get these in the mail. We can personalize the cards however they want, for their loved one. And then we can include maybe a picture, like depending on if they get that, we can print out a picture and insert it in the card. And then also send the gift tags. And like Travis said, the digital download will be ready shortly after we're done with the campaign. So so I think it'll be really cool. And what I really like about it too is that with this pledge level, you can choose between the 2 soft covers, where in the other packages you can't, right? I think
Correct.
it's just,
Yeah. The only way you could get both the soft cover prior to right now is by getting the package, the box, the 125, or the either of the 2 boxes was
the collectors. Yeah, the collector's kits. So in this one, if somebody does prefer one or the other, they can choose that and have that option.
Yeah, you could just up your pledge a little bit and just get that. So let me show you the full full image. And the other thing we're gonna do too is we're gonna put this in. So I know it's really big. So hopefully you guys can see it. As you can see, it's a play off of
Grinch.
Grinch. Yes. Sorry. Thank you. We've got a Toto on top of Cthulhu and this beautiful thing. This was done by Martha. Martha's done some amazing stuff for us.
I'm so appreciative of Martha because I kind of just dropped this on her and I was like, hey, do you think it would be possible? I have this idea. Can you draw Cthulhu as sort of a play off of the Grinch and Toto as Max the dog? And then she had it done like a couple hours later and I was shocked, and it's beautiful. I love it. So
Awesome.
a huge shout out to her because it turned out exactly how I was hoping with the yellow brick road and everything. So
yeah, we're going to add this as a print, as an add-on. So you can add this on. This hasn't been added yet, but before the end, when we do the update, it'll be live. So you can add this for a print for $5, and we'll get this as a nice size print for you. Just in case you want to have it, because I think it's a cool little piece for those who got it. It's a beautiful piece. I really, really love it. It's so much fun. It's just great.
mm-hmm.
And this is again why me and my wife are such a great team. Heather came up with this idea and she said, hey, what do you think of this? And I said, yeah, but I sometimes need a day or two to think, and my wife is not that way.
No.
She's already decided. She knows when something is a good idea, so she has already called Martha and it's already done, and she's making a card. And I'm like, what?
I know Travis is going to talk himself out of it if I give him the time, so we're just going to do it.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. I definitely am like, okay, this is what we're doing, and just try to get it done. I reached out to Jerome, and like at first I was like, hey, maybe we could put a Santa hat on, Cthulhu on one of the covers, and he's really busy doing a lot of things. And then I'm like, no, let's see if we can, ask somebody to do this. So Martha just was very generous and worked with me, and this was the result. I really like it a lot, and she just got it done in no time. So
yeah, and it wouldn't have looked as good as it is if I just add a Christmas hat and some
right
any other image.
Yeah, this is definitely the right thing, and now we're like adding another element of a different world into this, which I love because I've always liked, I've always liked the Grinch, and it's a classic. So I just love Toto, and it fits into the story in the book where Toto and Cthulhu pair up together. So it's really cute.
Yeah, to get away from that abusive Dorothy.
Right.
I'm super excited about this. But one of the things that I found out during these interviews. So interesting thing, when you're in Oz, all animals can talk. And there's a scene where they ask Toto, hey, if all animals can talk, why has Toto never talked to me before? And Dorothy goes to Toto and says, Toto, why won't you? Yeah. Many.
Oh, but funny story. At the beginning, we first started working together on Broke Down, and there was some times that I noticed some typos, and I wasn't sure if maybe it's just some a weird way of writing it, and I just don't know about it, some regional accent or whatever. And no, it wasn't that. So now I'm just correcting them as I go, as I see them.
Well, it's tough. It's tough. As I've shared very publicly, my background wasn't great, so grammar and stuff was not my best strong suit. Talking was my best strong suit, but it doesn't mean I'm not creative and doing stuff. And I believe that we teach our kids that you can really do anything.
You're doing great, Corey. That's all that counts.
I have and if you have a good support team like I do with you guys, I can accomplish anything. People, back Orange Cone products from Voodoo Nations to Broke Down to this. We have 342 backers right now, backing this and believing in this product. Mostly because other people wrote stuff, but I wrote some stuff too. So, I think
you got great stories, great ideas. That's all that matters.
Jumped up $69.
Well, yes, yeah. We got another backer. We're so close to the 350, which gets you guys another digital reward, just so you guys know. All right, continue on what's going on, because we do have a decent amount of people watching, by the way. Hi, if anybody has any comments, leave a comment. We'll talk to you guys. Next, we have a $60 package. So the $60 package is you get 2 books. So you'll be able to give one to a friend and keep one yourself. This is made specifically for Robbie's mom. Robbie wanted to give out packages to family members, so we made it for Robbie. Robbie's like, "Look, my mom needs more than just one copy." And I was like, "All right, Robbie, I'll make you a package for your mom." So this is you're going to get the same thing. You get the card. We'll send the card off to the person you're giving it to as a gift. If you're giving 2 gifts, we'll send it out. We'll send out the 2 books, but we're also going to give our metal bookmarks. So you'll get 1 per book, which is really cool. And again, you can choose the books, which is really cool. The only way to do it. The last thing that ties in with this, if you want any of those as an upgrade, you can add $20 to that pledge, and it'll be an upgrade to the hardcover. So we wanted to give an option for everybody in this. We know that during the holiday season, you want to take care of your loved ones, and we want you to take, especially this type of year, right? We've all been inside. You may not even see your loved ones this year. So we wanted to have all the options available. Did I get everything, babe? Yeah, you're on mute, but.
Yes, I think that was it.
So that's the announcement part. So that's where we're at. We're rocking right along. Today's been a great day for the Kickstarter. We're only $325 away from reaching 1,400, which is great. Moving right along. We're going on pace for what we need to do to fund. But we're here. We're here to do stuff. We created new pledge levels. We're going to create new pledge levels hopefully every Monday to try to work on stuff, to try to keep moving this forward, to keep pushing that envelope forward and doing whatever we can to get you. So if there's something that you were like, I see all these things, I'd like kind of my own package, message us. We'll consider it. We're trying to give you the version of this you want, as we can, to make this the best book as possible. So that is all our major stuff, but I'm going to kind of hang out with everybody for a little bit. If anybody has to go, you can go. But I want to make sure that we hang out for a little bit and kind of just talk about what your experience has been and where you've been. So Jerome, I'll start with you. This is the first live you've been on. How is it for you? Have we been picking on you too much or too little?
Well, you haven't been picking up on me at all, I'd say. But no, all things considered, I think it's going pretty well. But I'm really excited about this book. I really hope we can get the book in as much as possible. We have a really strong book here. Yeah,
absolutely. So I thought you disappeared for a minute. Robbie disappeared, so I was confused. But Robbie's there. Okay, he's back. He just turned off his camera for a minute.
I had to plug my power adapter in, or I was about to say bye-bye for a little while.
So Jerome, so what is your favorite story? We asked Wendy, we put her on the spot. What's your favorite?
I really like the Wicked Witch.
Yeah,
I think it's a really fun one. I think I prefer the goofy ones.
Okay.
Like the Wicked Witch is one of the fun ones, and the last one is really fun, which is the Cthulhu story.
Right.
Of course the Dorothy story is a really good setup for the whole book. This one.
Yeah, that was I think the hardest thing for Emily and I is we had to set up the whole story of everything.
Yeah.
So we had a book and we had stories and we had to do something really cool, but our story is really there to make everybody else's story better.
The thing that I like about that one is I don't know anything about Cthulhu besides the name. Okay, and when you go through that one, you have a feeling that there are all these creatures moving around Cthulhu, and we get this good feel of the universe behind of the mythos.
Yeah. So what was that like for you, Emily, trying to hunt down images of these? Because I put a couple of images in, but then you have to write them in your cartoon style, which I'm sure was interesting, right? You have to take this vicious, nasty-looking monster and make it Emily version.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was really interesting. Not only that, and trying to find non-copywritten images to base it off of,
Right.
and turning it into a smooth, big-eyed creature.
Right. I remember giving her feedback. I was like, I want him on her. He's not big enough. She's like, but there's only this much page, and I was like, bigger. He needs to be bigger.
Then I end up drawing him to be out of the panel.
Yeah, he's out of the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you out of the panel, and you put him on the shoulder, and it was good. And I think that was, so this is Emily's first line art. Not her first line art, but her first published line art, because the other book that she's done can't be published because of things.
Yeah. Dead people and
Right. Apparently, when you write something based off of other people's stuff, they don't let you just publish it, which is crazy because that's what we're doing with Cthulhu Invades Oz, and it's working out fine.
Died last year. How long does copyright last now?
Like 50 years.
Too long.
So we'll be able to publish it one day.
Woo!
Actually,
So-
I got very, very curious about public domain characters when I was researching, while I was doing the proofreading, and I did a little bit of research, and it just got me thinking about other like older characters and wondering, are they public domain yet? And if not, like when will they be? And I don't know why, but Popeye just came to mind. So I looked him up. He will not be public domain until 2025. For 5 more years, and then Popeye becomes public domain.
Yeah, so
Just
a lot
a little
of
bit of-
I don't know if you know this, Wendy, but like Disney, like Mickey and all those should be public domain right now, but Disney changed the laws.
They can extend now. They can extend the licenses, and they can alter things and whatnot so that they can extend that period of time.
So
Yeah,
basically, if we're successful enough in 5 years, we can invade Popeye's land.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you imagine olive oil against Cthulhu? And
Well, one of the things to point out too that's interesting, it's not just public domain that can't get access. Like patents can't get access. So there's medicine patents of products that they made to make the world better that they couldn't figure out because they didn't have the technology that we can't touch, which is ridiculous. So just random dropping knowledge on you of what I did research about this, of what I could use and what I couldn't.
Well, doesn't it make it a little more difficult when it's the Wizard of Oz and other properties, you have the book and then you have a movie or many movies based on that book, and it's like, well, you can use the stuff from the book, but only some of it. You can't use anything from the movies. So then you really have to pick it apart, and really you got to do your research so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I've had people look at it from both the Cthulhu side and for the Wizard of Oz side to make sure that we've got everything. We have a couple of websites that are in the production group that we use as kind of a guide that kind of told you some heavy stuff, like can't make the ruby slippers red, etc. They have to be silver and things like that. So there's some stuff that we've been doing to keep an eye on that. But yeah, it's
but they were still red.
They are. That's part of the editing. That's why we have it editing. That's why
I pointed that out.
That's why not a preview. Well, babe,
I said we were just talking about that today.
yeah. So Robbie, you've read the book, I assume. I know you did because you got really excited about it. So what's your favorite story?
I really like the Chicken and the Wheelers. I believe that's right. And then Jack Pumpkinhead was awesome. Just visually, I really like that story. I'm a big sucker for art. I'm kind of like where Wendy said, I'll flip through the art before, which I'm a sucker for a good story too. I love Stephen King and just reading novels as well, but art really catches my eye. So those things just really stood out to me.
No. How about you, babe? I know that you haven't had a chance to fully read it because we have children that run around and distract her, and her husband's on these video chats all the time, so she has to watch those children. So what she's read, but she's seen all the art. She's looked through it a few times.
Yeah, definitely seen all the art. Yeah, I haven't really read the actual stories yet, but I just love how different the art is. I love how it's just kind of eclectic, and I'm just really attracted to a lot of the same things like Jerome was saying. Like, I like the art that's with the Wicked Witch, and just sort of more like cartoonish type stuff. I'm really attracted to, but yeah, the Jack Pumpkinhead story is beautiful. And I also really like the story, the art style with, was it the Lollipop Guild?
Very, very classic.
Yeah, I really like that a lot too. But yeah, as far as the actual stories, I have not, I need to be able to lock myself in a room and the kids can beat on the door, but I need to start going through, and especially for editing purposes. And but I want to read it for myself too, because it's beautiful. I think that like this is a book that you really could see on coffee tables. You go to somebody's house and it's there, and it's like, wow, this is really cool. Where'd this come from? And really proud of it.
Yeah, I want to tell you, my wife fought tooth and nail to make this book the best book that we could for you guys. We had so many ideas for hardcover. We're going to go all hardcover, really, really nice. But really, we would have had to add like an extra 10 grand to the asking goal. And that's just out of the question for where we're at. So we wanted to come up with an achievable goal. So we made some soft cover. But we had to have that hardcover option. We had to have it, especially my wife was like, we need to have a hardcover option. So that's why we created that hardcover to make sure that we had the beautiful hardcover for you guys. And I think we did a really good job. And we're doing some really cool stuff. So we don't really, there's no way to present it properly on the Kickstarter. But for those who are watching and see this after, we're going to go and do what's called raised UV. So, things on the yellow brick road and the characters are going to pop out when you feel them on that cover, on the main cover that you guys get for Kickstarter. That's going to be that. And that's only for the Kickstarter backers. When we go to direct market, it's going to be flat unless we have extra money to make them all the higher level. Same thing with the hardcover. We're going to do the best we can to make that as special as possible. So we're gonna make them the best versions that we can. In fact, Heather and I were taking all my trades off of my shelf over the last couple of weeks, going, I like this paper, I like this cardstock, and making sure that whatever it takes to make it the highest quality, because you've all got a book, right, that you bought for the story, but it falls apart on the second read or the third read, or the spine is already breaking. We didn't want that. We want the highest quality that we can get, and we have one of the best printers in the comic business.
Well, I also feel like, everything in this world is like digital, right? So we're moving to all these digital platforms, and it's cool for, the people that love that and they're getting the digital versions, and that's great. But I really like to hold a book. And as much as I do love technology, like I really love to hold a book like this and really look at it and feel it. And so we've been talking about different options, and, I love the different feel of some of these things and the way that they look visually on our table or our shelf. And I think that UV spotting is good, and there's some other things that we're talking about. So for me, it's really important visually. Like, so much work has been put into this, so have something that you're proud to display and have in your hands. So yeah.
Did y'all consider a foil cover?
Yeah, again, I mean, the setup that just so you know, the setup is several $100s to set that up.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Before you even print it. So yeah, absolutely. And those things are options, you know. We still got time on the table. We got 15 days to go through stuff, you know. We are more than willing to talk about that. I mean, Heather has some ideas on how to make the Yellow Brick Road all foil and some other stuff.
Yeah.
But we've got to get the stretch goals to do that. All the stretch goals will be making the book more dynamic. With Matt Knowles, yeah, for the comic print here, show his stuff. Yeah, for the comic printer and the raised UV is no joke. It's such a cool effect. Matt Knowles is one of the creators of the book. He did a small story in it, but yeah, absolutely. We want this book to feel like a big deal, and it's a big deal for all the creators in there. I've said in one of the other interviews, for most of us, this is going to be the closest we are going to be able to touch characters that we love, right? Odds are, I love Indy. I may not get to write Spider-Man like I want to. I may not get to write the X-Men. But I did get to take a character that I've loved since I was a kid, that I've watched, grew up with, and got to tell a story in that universe. And there's something magical and special about that. And I really want to reward all of our team to do that, you know? And I really want to give all of our team opportunity, you know, when they get their comps or whatever, to be able to be proud of it and display it and sell it. That we made something really, really cool, and we're indie guys, we're self-published guys, and we thought of an idea that they didn't think of that is a masterpiece, you know, because people, Jerome, Heather, and I are all creators in the back of this. My backers who back all the broke down stuff in Voodoo Nations, they're here, but they're not the majority of the backers. The majority of people are people we've never heard of before on any of our campaigns. They're people who just love this genre, which we love. We love this new fan base that we're gathering here, and hopefully fan base for all the creators, you know, of people who love our stories, right?
Yeah.
So we've almost been an hour. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give people who are watching a couple minutes to leave some comments and ask any questions. And I'm going to go around the room one more time. Tell us what you did in the book before we sign off, just to let you guys, you know, kind of say your goodbye. And if you're working on anything else that you want to promote, that is the time to do it. All right. So we're going to start with Emily, who's looking at her dad. She's very distracting. We're going to make her big screen so she knows that she's on screen. Can we see the Curious George, the man in the yellow hat?
Sure.
Kelly Walker, is that his name?
Yeah.
You should see some of the other things she's been sketching while she's at it too.
Yeah, what do you got? Let's see some more.
Let me find it.
You're natural, so you could have been drawn.
So I'm in a Discord server, and someone did like a redesign for him. So that's what this is.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Like Cthulhu and Dorothy and stuff.
Ooh, look at that. I like that face.
Yeah.
Is that because of a conversation that we had earlier with your dad?
Yeah.
And then there was the frog that was mentioned. I fell in love with his design immediately.
Oh, the frog. Yay.
That's super cool.
Thanks.
And Emily, can you tell people where to find you? And if someone wanted commissions and stuff from you, where could they find you? Sorry, I'm supposed to be talking to you. Not me.
You can find me at Emily Risett, Riessett, or Emily Rinks, all lowercase.
And she's done some great pinups and sketch covers for us. One of the things she does that's really fun, if you guys know David Galliano, who's in the book, any of your friends who are in books and have sketch covers, what he does is he grabs it, he grabs it and has her draw his characters in that. So she drew a Broke Down with the Savage Bastard characters. She drew a Freak Show with the Savage Bastard character. Dust County Chronicles with the Savage Bastards characters. So
she did Voodoo Nations too.
Voodoo Nations with the Savage Bastards.
I really liked her Voodoo Nations one. That was really, really good.
So she's a cool cat, and she does amazing stuff. She's done a pinup for Broke Down issue 3, and she did a pinup no cover for Dust County Chronicles 1, right?
Correct. Yeah.
What is that called? Nightfall. Dust County Chronicles Nightfall.
Yeah, Dust County Chronicles Nightfall.
I have that laying right here.
Oh, really? That's why I was sort of looking at it too, but I think all of her copies are in a box at the moment.
Next, we're gonna go to Heather. We'll go to Heather, my wife.
I don't know. Is the up close thing necessary?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're beautiful. I'm excited to see you.
I'm working with Chuck to edit the book. We're doing that together along with Katrina and Wendy, who are proofreading, and that really is a tremendous job in itself. And so that's what I'm doing, fitting that in between other things that I do in the real world. I work a full-time job in child welfare and help take care of our kiddos. So I don't have a whole lot of time to do a lot of creative things, but I like partnering with Travis. And we have so many good ideas for future comics and future projects to get other people involved as well. So we're really excited about this being successful because this is not definitely, not the end of collaboration with other people. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. We have a lot in the works, and I'm looking forward to that.
That's not counting. She's got Voodoo Nations. She's got Broke Down 4, so it's on her desk to do. She's got the anthology for Modern Commandment to do, the little story that me and Martha did. And Heather has cheated on me with another writer, and she's got a gig coming up for editing, which is kind of cool. Okay, it's a little too early to announce that, but
yeah. So that's something that is going to be in the works. So we met a really cool guy at our signing last week for Voodoo Nations in Jacksonville, and so that's something he heard that I edit Travis's projects, and so that's going to be coming up as well.
And Heather is available for any project. She's she's not just my editor, and she can edit my grammar. She can do wonders on people who can spell properly.
Yeah, so I like to really look at the continuity of stories too, and so it's not just about doing proofreading type stuff, but also just really going through and making sure things make sense. And I send a lot of things back to Travis as he.
Nope.
Oh,
They both froze.
Both of them.
Okay, cool.
Well, then.
Cool.
Both of our hosts are gone.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, since I'm the next one that looks the most like them, I'll take over.
Well, in that case, Robbie, what are you doing on the book? Do you have anything else you're working on?
Right now, I'm just working on a couple of pitches to a couple of other anthologies that are coming up. Welcome back, guys. And I'm helping run a comic club at my son's school. So there's a bunch of middle school and high school kids that are trying to figure out how to make comics and how to put them together and what the process is, and just trying to guide them and kind of just having fun doing my own little drawings and those sorts of things. And I've got a couple of commissions coming up. I've got a cool commission where I need to put the Gremlins and Critters from the 80s movies, Gremlins and Critters, in the bar from The Shining having a party. So that's actually, somebody asked me for that for a commission. So I've got to work through that in the next few days. And you can find me on Instagram actually at Bragdon Art. So at Bragdon Art.
You didn't get big because I disappeared for a minute, but you got off light, Robbie. And Jerome, I know you're just working on my projects, so I guess there's no reason for you to talk about
actually, no. Can you put the everybody together, please? Okay, I prefer that setup. Okay. Quick question, Robbie. Are you the artist on Collapse?
I am, yes. I was for 3 issues, and the time constraints didn't match up
Okay.
for a little while, and things just got kind of crunched. So I did issues 7, 8, and 9 with for Collapse at Rising Sun Comics. And
Okay, so we work together on that.
oh, I didn't realize that was the same. Wow, that's the beauty of internet work. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Small world.
I got you.
So that's one of the other books I'm working out. I'm working on right now.
Oh, that's awesome. I apologize. I thought I knew the name, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
I just think it's fun. It took me a while to figure it out. I had the feeling that I've seen your name somewhere, and it took me a while, but okay, that's a guy.
Cool.
So, anyways, yeah, the big part for me right now is closing up Cthulhu Invades Oz, and I got a couple of other things.
You got this?
Yeah, we're finishing Blake Undying, which is live right now on Kickstarter. It's on the last days. I think it's there's 10 days left. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 10 days.
That looks awesome.
It's a really cool book. It's a bit you have to be aware coming in, because can be a sensitive matter, because it treats it treats suicide and dark humor manner. So but to prevent bad surprises, on the Kickstarter page, you can download the first issue and read it all for free. So that's why the Kickstarter is for issue 1, 2, and 3. But it's a really cool book, and it was funded in like an hour. So
yeah,
we're pretty excited about this. And the guy who's writing it, Jason Cook, he has this lineup for like, he could do a monthly for the next 5 years, I think. And he's already working on issue 4. Is in the end of the artist right now, and in January he wants to launch the Kickstarter for issue 4. So he's really committed to this book. Yeah, that's it for now. There's a couple of other things along the way, but I don't want to think too much about it right now.
Yeah, it's true. Wait till you check your email. We've got Heather and I have so many things to send you soon. You're gonna. I hope you get enough space in your email box. And Wendy just sent you a whole bunch yesterday, so you got a lot to do. Wendy, what's up? What are you doing?
What am I doing? So I did my proofing on Cthulhu. I'm waiting for the last 5 pages, I believe, of Belial 2 to edit. And then that one will be done. And then I'm waiting for the art on my first book. It's been slow going, but I am starting to finally get some at a decent rate. And it's good. It's so good. I'm excited. I'm hoping I can kickstart that book probably around March or April. Is the hope. I have issue 2 script done, but it's been done for almost a year, and I'm still waiting on art for 1. So I got a little ahead of myself. So I'm working on that. And I've been kind of doodling with some art.
Cool.
I don't know. I have. Huh?
You making art, drawing?
Yeah. Here, let me see. I don't know if you can see it.
Jerome, is he insulting us? And I don't know what he said.
Or I guess can you put me? Can you put me on the big screen?
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
See, she
yeah,
wants
there
me
we
on the big screen. There you go.
There we go. So that's what I'm working on. It's taken me about a week to draw that. Still a lot of work to do, but I'm giving it a shot.
Looks good.
Cool.
And this is our cover artist talking to me in French, probably saying bad words about me, but it's fine. I don't understand.
No. Just picking on me because of my beard.
So Matt Knowles also picked on your beard. Your beard is the top of the town.
Well, I wouldn't say he picked on it. He said it was epic. That's pretty cool.
I can't grow a beard like that at all.
I did, but then I shaved it because of COVID. I actually shaved it for this because I was going to be online so much. I shaved it to more.
Yeah, maybe I should have, but whatever.
Oh, Peter, you got. We'll get Peter up here.
In my genetics somewhere.
Right.
Don't worry, you'll be able to grow in eventually.
That's why you're not allowed to shave in this house anymore.
Peter's the same age as me, but less gray hairs. I'm not sure how that worked, but whatever.
Not for a lack of trying.
So last but not least, before we kick off, we haven't had any comments, so I'm going to send you guys off. For me, obviously, this is our focus, getting this funded. Anything you guys can do, really, $1 helps, a share helps, a comment helps on, even if you see a share of ours, if you comment, more people get to see it. That's the way algorithms work for Facebook. So leave a comment, leave a like. Any of those things help us. If you know anybody who'd be interested in this, buy it for them as a gift. We have this wonderful gift thing. If not, share it to them. Send them in via their message. We really need some help to get this the rest of the way. We are at 64%, I think is what it translates to. 68%. My math skills are as good as my English skills. But we're right on the cusp of doing stuff. We're moving right along. We've had a great day today. Thank you guys for all being part of this. Stuff that I've got, Voodoo Nations starts production this week or next week, according to Luke. So that should take about a month and a half to put together. I've got a couple of small projects that haven't been announced yet, so we won't talk about those. Dog Days is actually being worked on. I showed my wife some amazing art from it the other day. I showed her like 10 pages. So there's some stuff being worked on that. And one of the what's that?
How many pages is left to do? Okay. Sorry.
We don't talk about that.
Never happened.
We're keeping it in the positive. We're keeping it positive.
Cool.
Now,
Yeah.
we're down to about 24.
Okay.
That's not
So
bad.
about an issue left, which is not bad. I used to be really scared of that question because I used to be like, look at the art, but how many are left? And I'd be like, no. For those who don't know, Dog Days is a project that has 2 years in the making, been a lot of work, but it's beautiful. When you guys get it, it's going to be lovely. It's going to be fantastic. You're really going to love it. And last but not least, and I say this, I'm going to talk about this just as an encouragement for new creatives because I know a lot of people ask me a lot of questions privately about how to do this. Heather and I were sitting, we talk, because we're husband and wife and that's what you're supposed to do. Also, something you should do if you don't know, talk to your spouse. We noticed that we have enough art for Broke Down that we could be going live with a Kickstarter right now. We have enough colored and lettered and everything. And that's such a good feeling. And it's so good to get there, right? That we have something on the back burner that we're ready to launch when it's time. And we're so busy doing other amazing, cool things that we don't. Because there was a time when I was darn near in tears going to my wife. I just want to get issue 2 out. I just want to get issue 3 out. Like, I just need to do it. And now, I'll get to it. Like it's such a beautiful thing. And if you keep working at this and you keep building your craft and you keep, being part of these wonderful collaborations and these wonderful things, you're going to be able to make it feel like a job, like you want it to be, and make it feel more of your life and less as a hobby. And I think that's really, really unique, really wonderful, much like this book. So thank you guys for all joining us tonight. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, my wife, for coming on. Wendy for joining us. It's good to see you instead of Chuck. Jerome for blessing us with Canada and your free medicine. We appreciate that. Socialized medicine's here to stay. We got a Democrat in office. Will you let us come visit yet?
Yeah, maybe sometime we'll go down.
Look forward to it. And Robbie, thank you so much for all your sharing, for everything you've done, for being part of this. Again, we'll be back here Monday night doing this next week. Pretty much every night this week we're live doing stuff. If you're looking for more content to talk about Cthulhu Invades Oz, go ahead and go check out the chat and draw that happened right before this. Chuck and Kyron were on, and they drew an amazing scarecrow from this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
So check that out. Check out the new pledge level, and we will see you guys all. Good night.